I am very excited to have you on the show and listening into a great segment we're going to get into today. My name is Nick. If you don't know me, I am the founder of Triple J, and essentially what we do is we provide the best content relating to marketing, personal development, entrepreneurship, and everything that falls under the business umbrella to help you expand and grow within your business and marketing strategies. Okay, that is our unique value proposition. We are here to provide the education and value that you need consistently so that way you guys stay up to date on what's going on within the world of marketing and how you can continue to evolve and innovate as you grow, okay? If you're new to the show, this is the Triple J podcast, and one thing that we do is we have shows within the show. The one you are listening to currently is going to be a Real Talk, okay? Real Talk is a 5 to 20 minute segment typically, okay, where I give you some real talk advice, console, and sometimes I give you some marketing strategies for you to sit back and to contemplate, see if it's something for you. Other times on the show, we will have what's called our Q&A, which is where you provide the questions and in turn, I give you the answers. If you do have a question, whether it's during this show or later on, whether you're watching another one, there are a few different ways in which you can send in your questions. The first way, and arguably the easiest way, is to simply message me on LinkedIn at Nick Gelderks. And that is the fastest way you can do it. Just simply comment to me or message me, and I'll go ahead and answer your question in the next Q&A. But we also have other segments. Okay, we also have our Peruse the Internet, or PTI, as I like to call it, where I peruse the internet and share and showcase with you emerging marketing trends and strategies being used by Fortune 500 companies, and evaluate and give my take on whether you should or should not implement them for your own personal brand or business, okay? We also have our marketing case study series, which is where I go in and take a deep dive on my latest case study. Our last episode, our last show, covered a marketing case study that I did just a few days back. So if you want to go take a look at it, make sure you head back over to the last episode after watching this one. Okay, outside of Real Talk and Q&A, our marketing case study, and our PTI, we also have our typical run-of-the-mill format, which is where I, just like a normal podcast, would invite on a guest, and we talk all things branding and marketing, basically all the things that we do here, just an expanded version of that, and you get to learn a little bit more about our guest. So that is in the works currently, and I'm excited to share with you that project here very soon. But before we begin this Real Talk, let's talk about the fee. What's the fee? Don't worry, it's not any money-related things. Don't worry, it's not that. But instead, this is all it is. If you find the show valuable, if it makes you think, if it makes you laugh, it makes you inspired, or you think somebody you know would really enjoy the show, the only thing that I ask is that you share the show. That's it. That way it helps me to know that I'm doing a good job of making content. It's a way of saying thank you, a kind gesture, and, lets me keep going, with this content. We're on the 15th episode. Very cool things happening in the woodwork, and I'm excited to keep putting out these new projects. So share the show if you find it interesting. Pay the fee. But with that said, let's get into this Real Talk, which I want to share with you a quote and kind of expand on that. So if you are within the business world or business sector, you should be familiar with the name Alex Hormozi. Okay, he's written several books that have done very well. He's known for creating the best business deals that make it impossible for customers to say no to. Okay, and he had a quote on his LinkedIn that I want to share with you today that I think is valuable. And so it reads, "How to waste your life. Try to help people who don't want help. There is no greater waste of time than justifying your actions to people with a life you don't want." Okay. On his LinkedIn right here. Okay. That's where it is. Okay. So he has a lot of good quotes on his LinkedIn, but that was one that really stuck out to me. And if you're an entrepreneur, this has to be a question you think about a lot, or at least have thought of before. Obviously, within any business, if you're an entrepreneur, your whole thing is solving problems. Your goal and the reason how you make money is the problems you solve and how well you solve them. Okay. The best entrepreneurs solve big problems, and they solve those big problems very well. Okay. Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, who passed, quite a bit ago, Phil Knight. You take a look at all of the big name CEOs in Fortune 500 companies, or not. Okay. It could even be your own boss, your own CEO. They are solving a problem right now, and they just happen to be really good at solving it. Okay. There's nothing harder in business than what Alex just said, where you go and you try to solve a problem that people don't need solving, that they don't need solving. Okay, this is why it's one of the reasons why businesses they simply go bankrupt or they go out of business, is because they solve a problem that people don't need help with. Or in turn, they still have the problem, but a competitor just makes that solution that much easier or that much better, more cost effective, easier for them, more convenient, whatever it is. Okay. Sears has had this problem before. Sears was doing very well, in the early 2000s. When Amazon came around, they vanished. They went out. Okay. Internet Explorer was popular, and then Google came in, made it super easy, super fast, and they left too. Okay, I can keep going with this for as long as the eye can see, but that's how businesses work. If you're a business or trying to get into business, you need to understand what the problem is that your customer currently has and what the solution you currently offer to that problem. Okay, and if it's not a solution that customers are going to want, they're not going to go with you. Okay, and a lot of times what will happen is customers would rather not go with the solution if they don't find it convenient, instead of taking one and paying for it. Okay, it's very similar to, like, let's see, if I break my arm, okay, if my arm is broken in an accident, okay, I could go and pay money to go to, a typical doctor, okay, or even just a nurse. Okay, I'm going to take this back. Let's say I'm in 8th grade. Okay. If I go and break my arm and I go to the school nurse, what's going to happen? Okay, well, the school nurse might say, oh yeah, you definitely have a problem and you got to go check it out, but it's not going to be as effective as going to a hospital or urgent care and actually getting it professionally examined, taken a look at, and just seeing if this is something that they can really address. Okay? If you're a business and you're offering services to me, okay, and I'm kind of not great and I'm just trying to get my foot in the door, okay, I'm not going to charge a premium price for something that has entry-level experience, okay? I can only charge however much I'm worth. And because I'm entry-level, I can't charge that much, at least as of yet. The professional services and companies that have been doing it for years and years and years, that not only have the experience, but have the testimonials to prove that they actually know what they're doing, they can charge a premium price because they've put in the time, the effort, the investment, so where now they can reap the benefits that they have been sowing for a long, long time. Okay? It's the same thing. And whether you're an entrepreneur that's trying to start a corporate business, or whether you're in freelancing, or whether you're just a sole proprietor, okay, you're trying to start your own thing, a small business owner, okay, you have to understand what problem are you solving and how well you can solve it. Okay, let's go into the athletic side, for an example. Okay, the reason why players like LeBron, like Stephen Curry, like Giannis, like all these other guys are getting paid hundreds of millions of dollars within a contract is because they solve a need for a team, and they do that better than anybody else, period. The reason why they get deals with Nike that are worth millions and millions of dollars is because they bring in an audience to Nike. They bring in sales, awareness, loyalty, new customers to Nike better than anybody else. The reason why I'm not getting one, the reason why you're not getting one, is because we can't provide the same attraction like other superstar talent athletes can. They have an audience worth millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay? And in a sense, they get paid for that directly. They wear that all the time. They showcase their products. They get signature shoes in some case. And because they can provide that value to Nike, Nike will then in turn not only pay them and reward them with compensation within a contract, but will also give them different signature lines and different benefits, like signature sneakers, like flying them out to private events, like having any type of clothes they want from them in their entire portfolio. Okay, so it's about the value you provide, but ultimately you have to solve a problem that people need solving. That is the goal. So let's take a step back even further. How is what I'm doing here solving a problem? Well, here's the deal. Marketing and business is a very saturated world, and sometimes people just don't know where to turn or what to do, and they need that additional insight and value that they just don't get from these other people. Okay, you go online on social media and you see everybody sugarcoating everything. I mean, you see, e-commerce people saying, "Oh, sign up for my course. It's $500 and I show you how to make $100,000 a month." Or digital marketers saying, "Oh, I make $300,000 a month from just sitting on my couch. Like, learn how to do it for free." Like, you see all of that and you just get tired of it. Okay, my goal here is to not only provide you with the quality, with actual worthwhile information, but to also do so from an honest and transparent perspective to where I don't have to hide anything. Okay, I'm not really hiding anything. Okay, and in all honesty, the reason why something might be taking longer than you think is maybe because you're playing by the books. You're not taking shortcuts. You're not trying to scam people out of their money or their time or their convenience. You're actually being smart and having some integrity and a moral standard, most importantly, over what you're doing. Okay, and this applies for within marketing and within business. Okay, so the value that I provide you is within the information and content that I give you. Okay, whether it is through my podcast, whether it is through my marketing case studies, the different posts that I have on LinkedIn, or the newsletters that I'm starting this upcoming week, whatever it is, it's valuable information to you because I want to address it to you. So that's why I do these Q&As, guys, that I do on the show, so I can actually address directly to you who's listening, okay? So that's the value that I provide. So when you go in and you're trying to solve a problem, you have to be able to solve a problem they want fixed, have a brand associated with that solution, and most importantly, and this is how you're going to have longevity with it, be transparent and true, not just as a brand in of itself, but also with who you are too. If you can be as authentic as you possibly can be with your client, with your audience, this is why brands do well, guys, especially small businesses. It's when there's a face to a brand and they have an attitude and they have a swagger to them, they do pretty well. That's the UFC, okay? It's no lie Dana White has a personality. There's no lie that Dana White has his own mentality, okay? And the reason why the brand is where it is in part because of his mindset he has towards the business, towards his employees, which are the fighters or in corporate. Okay, he has an attitude towards it that's pretty much bulletproof. That he's not going to change, and he won't as long as he's in charge. So these are just things to keep aware of and be in mind as you're growing your business and your brand. But that's the short real talk we have for today, guys. It was very short, very easy, and concise. Remember, if you found this show interesting, there's a chance you did, and we probably do, don't lie. Go ahead and share the show, pay the fee, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.